drills it. Oh, my Lord. Goodbye, home run. Trey Mancini night at the ballpark. And Mancini's your hero, and the Orioles win it. It's the Orioles on Masson, and this is the makeup game as we are in Washington, and the Orioles and the Nationals looking to play the fourth of the four they're scheduled to do this year. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne, and welcome. May 11, Orioles here, ready to go, finish up the series against the Nationals. Rain was predicted, even though it didn't come. Game got canceled. So here we are. We are back to play this one, what would have been a day off for both of these ball clubs. Let's go back to the third game they played. This is one where Washington made the comeback. Trumbo helping the Orioles get an early lead. That came in the fifth inning. Orioles up. It would be added to Manny Machado, who's not going to play tonight. He got one in the seventh inning. Orioles still have a 4-run lead, but Taylor would deliver a 2-run homer that would come in the eighth inning, and the Nationals getting that much closer. Worth in the ninth put one out of the ballpark to lead it off. And who else but Matt Wieters would deliver a base hit, a 2-run single in the ninth inning. Washington came back to win it 7-6. Great theater in that ball game. So Mike Bordick, you come here on a day off. Buck Showalter having to make some changes when you don't have the designated hitter, and the Orioles looking to keep winning.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the Orioles are starting to play some pretty good baseball. They had a great series, comeback wins against the Pirates, obviously, with some clutch hitting. You saw that walk-off hit by Matt Wieters. It's kind of interesting. Back when they played that series, the Orioles had a nice winning streak going. They had a 6-game set going, and the Nationals were kind of going the other way, tail spinning. They had a 3-game losing streak going. And after that win by the Nationals, they took off, and then the Orioles started to hit a little bit of a bump in the road. So they're starting to pick up their game a little bit. Picked it up here in June offensively, swinging the bats much better. It's all about the starting pitching, and Alec Asher is coming off a pretty good start.
All right, we'll see what happens today with the Nationals coming back from the West Coast, where they had a very successful trip, and the Orioles heading on the road with this one starting tonight. With the makeup game from May 11, as the Orioles, Seth Smith will stand in the leadoff spot. Seth is getting the start in right field. Ross on the mound, the right-hander. Joe Ross comes in with a 2-2 record. He delivers, and we're underway. First ball hitting. Defoe's got it, and one away.
Well, that's what he's going to need to do right there. Sinker slider combination, but it's been up and down for sure. Consistently inconsistent for Joe Ross this season. His last start, 6 runs in just 3 innings, and he has been giving them up. Yeah, home runs, 9 homers this year in just 30 2/3 innings of work. There you see the numbers, 29 punch-outs though, so pretty good arm. Rushing that fastball up into the mid-90s. The opponents though hitting .333 overall off Joe Ross.
Here is Jonathan Scope, moved up to the number 2 spot. Jonathan's got a 3-game hit streak coming into tonight's game. Both of these teams, I mean, it's not a spring training game, but boy, if you look at the lineups for both of them, it's more like a spring training game than a regular season game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate too, because you know, both teams playing some real good baseball. Obviously the Nationals walking away in their division here early in the first half, and the Orioles playing some of their best brand of baseball here recently as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've got no Zimmerman, no Murphy, no Rondon, and no Worth in the lineup for the Nationals, just because they're coming back from the West Coast. Dusty Baker wanted to rest them for the remainder of the homestand that they're in, so they're not playing. Ground ball will go to third this time. Drew's got it. He'll make the play over to first base, and Scope's retired. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Orioles. It is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Smith, Scope, and Trumbo at the top. Davis, Mancini, and Rickard. Joseph, Hardy, and Asher. National League ballpark, so obviously pitcher's going to hit. Chris Davis, look at the 86th career start at third base. Manny Machado out with that bruise on the wrist suffered in the slide in the ball game last night. So 2 down. Here's Mark Trumbo, and Trumbo gets the start at first base. Now for Trumbo, this is the first start he's made at first base this year. He's done a lot of it otherwise, but not this year. So you got first and third on the corners for the Orioles with a couple of different players. So you really do have different looks in these lineups. Adam Jones is out of the lineup, bumps and bruises. The legs have been bothering him a little bit over the last month, so Adams not playing. He is available. But Buck Showalter said the legs were sore enough when he got to the ballpark. He didn't want Adam in tonight.
Yeah, well, he's been playing hard, obviously, and a little banged up in a couple days or a day rest usually does Adam Jones good work. You know, he's come back after a couple days rest and put up some huge numbers.
So Mike Trumbo taking it away. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So Trumbo playing at first base. He's gone 4 for 13 against the Nationals in the 3 games played, including 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be taken inside. Orioles are 2-1 against Washington. They went 3-1 last year. A victory here against the Nationals, and they'll have that same mark. Nationals with a tremendous road trip. Dusty Baker's ball club's got a big 11.5 game lead. That's another reason he can rest all those great offensive starters here on this day that would have been a day off. 3-1 pitch on the way, chases a breaking ball away.
Good slider right there. We have to watch for, though, Joe Ross, the sinker and slider. If it's not sinking and the slider's not really sliding like a true slider does with some depth and a little downward action, he's going to get hit hard. Reasons he's had some problems this year. Everything kind of staying on the same lateral plane, flat through the zone.
3-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled back.
Let's take a look at the Nats defense here tonight. Goodwin, Taylor, and Harper will roam the outfield. Turner and Defoe will be turning 2 up the middle, and Drew and Lind on the corners. Matt Wieters, of course, had that big walk-off hit the last time these 2 teams met. He'll be doing the catching.
Ross trying to get a 1-2-3 inning done here, and Trumbo a 3-ball 2-strike count, second time on the 3-2. He will punch one into right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So Mark took what was given and delivers a single, and the Orioles get their first hit of the ball game with 2 down here in the first inning.
Well, Mark Trumbo not giving away any at bats. 2 strikes battling through. We've seen him come up with some big clutch hits. Nice little 2-out single there. Keep the inning rolling.
So Trumbo on with the base hit, tagging to Lind over there. And here's Chris Davis. Crusher's been on the offensive attack. He's playing at third base in this ball game. He's really upped the numbers, and against the Nationals for Chris, 2 for 11 so far in the 3 games played this year. Pitch will be taken inside for a ball.
Crush Davis has been mashing, of course, 13 home runs this year, but especially against the right-handed pitchers. 10 of his home runs off righties. Mr. Ross in trouble.
Ross gives him up. 9 home runs surrendered in just 30 2/3 innings. Davis will take the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Ross only 24 years old. Nationals are working with him, trying to turn him into a true starter. They sent him down to AAA in May to work on his mechanics, to try and get that sinker working, because it just wasn't sinking. It was staying up in the middle of the plate on him. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be fouled off by the Washington dugout.
You see a good slider, though. Pretty nice tilt right there on the end of that. Take a look at the rest of Ross's numbers by pitch. A changeup occasionally uses that. Curveball, primarily fastball, slider. See that fastball, when it gets elevated, it gets hit at a 386 clip. And the slider, he uses that almost as much as the heater. 268, good number there. A good one, that last pitch he threw. That nice little tilt action down and into the Crusher.
Trumbo on first, and that's there, and that'll be a strikeout. So Ross has a real good start. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Alec Asher mound for the O's. It's brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. What a gorgeous evening. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is a very comfortable 74 degrees, humidity way down 39%. Little breeze blowing, but not much here at the ballpark. Take a look at the Nationals lineup. It'll be Turner, Defoe, and Harper, Lind, Wieters, and Drew, Taylor, Goodwin, and Ross. For Trey Turner, over the last 12, one of the hottest bats in the lineup, and that's saying a lot, because this offense has got a lot of them.
Let's take a look at Alec Asher's scouting report. Back it up. Yeah, coming off a tremendous start against the Red Sox. 6 1/3, only giving up Couple earned runs, so he's on his game. He's a crisscrosser, two-seam fastball, got the cutter slash slider, works both edges of the plate. If his heater's on, he's going to have a good night. He's got to get right on the road. Actually, he and this team, he's got a 5.23 earned run on the road, and the Orioles have not played too well. The numbers, the rest of the numbers for Alec Asher.
Jay Turner will lead it off, and he will take the pitch down low for a ball. Turner, a couple of hits, 11 at bats against the Orioles this year, but he carries a .448 average lifetime against the Orioles. And the pitch is going to be down low. This Washington team absolutely loaded with offense. They are ahead in almost every offensive category, both individually and as a team. They're first in average runs, home runs, on base percentage, and they are third in walks. They've got a Triple Crown chance in Zimmerman. Murphy's up there among the leaders in all kinds of categories, and neither of those guys in the lineup. And Harper, of course, struggling a little bit right now, but you know, when that turns around, he's right there with the rest. Not the way Asher wanted to start. 4 out of the strike zone.
Yeah, you do not want to put this man on bases. He's been heating up. Let's take a look at the defense before we talk about him. Mancini, Rickard, and Smith will roam the outfield here at Nationals Park. Hardy and Scope will turn 2 up the middle. And how about the corner? Chris Davis over at third base and Mark Trumbo playing first base. Caleb Joseph will do the catching tonight.
He's played a lot of third base, Chris Davis has, but not lately. His last start at third was September 10 of 2014. So he's got some new leather down there. Trumbo the same over at first base, swapping the gloves out. Here is Defoe, will take the pitch, and that is going to be for a ball. So Asher trying to find the strike zone. Turner on at first base, 18 stolen bases. He is 18 for 21, third in the National League in stealing bases. Beware.
Yeah.
Asher a long hold, pretty good lead over there. And he fakes a go, grounded down to first. That'll be foul.
Well, you saw Turner kind of getting that lean, creating a little rhythm. The best base stealers need to get some momentum going. Even the slightest little movement towards the base they're trying to steal will help them get to top speed faster. And Turner is on his game right now as far as stealing bases. There you see the numbers, 18 stolen bases already, 21 attempts, 86%. Pretty impressive start this year.
He looked like he had a pretty good read on that last fake go Turner did at first base. Defoe waiting on it with a 1-1. There's a little lob toss over. We showed you Chris Davis playing at third base. How about the glove? Come on, Chris, turn it around. There you go. That's Manny's.
Hey, I'd put that on too.
That's Manny's glove.
And that's the platinum version, isn't it?
So the theory being, if Manny can catch with it, obviously so can I, right? It's all in the glove.
Definitely.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Chris is even with the bag at third. Again, the throw over.
You really try to disrupt the rhythm and timing of a base stealer, and we talked about him trying to create a little momentum, a little movement towards second base. So Asher, a little bit longer holds, a couple quick moves over there. You got to keep him guessing, just like you do when you pitch. Mix it up a little bit. Mix up your holds and your throwovers.
Defoe waiting at the plate, 1-1. There he goes. Great jump. Here's no throw. Ball gets away. It'll be a stolen base. So Turner gets his 19th. Caleb couldn't come up clean with it.
Well, we talk about efficiency all the time in the game. How about that efficient first step? My, oh my, no wasted movement at all. He's at top speed in a hurry, and Caleb recognizes that. He's got to have a quick transfer and just can't quite do it. A little too quick right there. Another stolen base for Turner.
So Turner gets himself in the scoring position, and he will steal third if given a chance. Defoe now with a 2 ball, 1 strike count. First scoring opportunity comes early for the Nationals. They hit 300 with runners in scoring position, second best in the National League. Alec Asher, here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be fouled off. Chris Davis already having to remember, all right, what do I do here? He's doing the side saddle setup on the pitch at third base. Chris is kind of facing the mound so that he can both see the runner and also play a bunt.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of responsibility down there on the hot corner, especially when you have a runner in scoring position early in a ball game. Playing a National League team, they bunt all the time. There's better speed, I think, in the National League as well. Davis's head's got to be on a swivel over there.
He can back up with the count 2-2, now 3-2. So Asher with a couple of long early at bats. Left-handers hitting only .219 off Alec. The right-handers at .260. Pretty good overall average in the 37 innings worked. Opponents hitting .241. Defoe with a 3-ball 2-strike count. Turner with a good lead at second and swings through a heater at 91.
Like that, good to-seam fastball and mixing in some pitches as well. Mixed in the curveball. Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast here. Good fastball up and away, 91 miles an hour. How about that little extra movement right there, mixing up pitches throughout the AB? Asher did it well.
Well, one of the stars is in the lineup. That's Bryce Harper. Bryce has started June out just 2 for 13, but overall you see the big numbers he's put up, and he is hitting .320 with runners in scoring position, and he's got one out there, Turner, with one down. Harper has faced Asher before, 1 for 6 off the Orioles starter. Goes to the big cut, fouls it back. Word being, those scouting, that Harper is pulling off the ball a little bit right now rather than staying in, opening up that front shoulder.
Yeah, well, you see that last road trip, the 6 games at .095 batting average, just 2 for 21. Of course, had to spend some time being suspended, gotten a little brawl out there on the West Coast trip. Well, had something to do with the lack of numbers.
Yes, lack of at bats. 0-1 count. Hardy holding Asher. Asher fakes a go, and Harper will foul that one back. Well, this is where Harper sits. He's tied for 5th in home runs, 2nd in runs, 3rd in slugging, 4th in on base, more intentional passes than anyone. He's also 1st in go-ahead RBIs in the National League. So not only is he getting hits, he's getting hits that count in terms of giving his team a lead in a ball game. 0-2 count, 1 down. Turner being held much closer now by Hardy, who's shifted over a little bit on Harper. 0-2, going to be down low.
Oh, nice try with the slow breaking ball. Now Asher's pitched mostly out of the Orioles bullpen, getting some spot starts, and recently just moved into the starting rotation after Ubaldo's kind of faltered a little bit. But the curveball is being featured more often, just to keep the hitters off balance. A good one there, spiking it down in the dirt. Roger McDowell certainly on Alec Asher now as a starting pitcher, mixing up that repertoire.
1-2, and we'll lean him back a little bit. Got his first victory, Asher did. Start against Boston on Friday. 4 starts. Orioles are 1-3 in the games he started, but lowest run support among Oriole starters, Alec Asher.
Yeah, and too bad because he's had a couple good starts, actually a few where he's gotten up over 6 innings, but the run support not there.
2-ball 2-strike count. He took Ubaldo Jimenez's place. There goes the runner. Throw down by Caleb. Not in time, so he steals 2nd and 3rd. Boy, Turner is a base stealer, isn't he?
He sure is. And you know, when you have that kind of speed and you're stealing with 2 strikes and big power hitter up there, a clutch hitter, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets talked about in the locker room. Is it okay if I steal when you're up? Because a lot of hitters don't like that extra movement, and especially if a hitter or a base stealer gets a good jump, hitter's stranded there, just watching him run, a little in between.
So now another way to score. Harper's got a 3-ball 2-strike count with 1 down. Asher's delivery to him. Harper grounds it up the middle. That's going to get a run in. Hardy can't handle it. Would have been a very close play even if the transfer had been clean. It wasn't, and Harper easily reaches. Turner scores, and the Nationals take the lead.
He almost like guided this ball up the middle, infield back up the middle, so all you have to do is hit a ground ball there. But that last hop to J.J. Hardy, it stayed down. Nice play just to get the glove on it, and the transfer a little bit tougher as he ended up catching that ball behind him, unable to get it out in front with that bad hop.
So there's another one of those go-ahead RBIs we were talking about. Harper gets it. It is a single, and the Nationals have the 1-0 lead here in the 1st inning. Adam Lynn to the plate. Lynn getting the start at first base. only the 125th game he's played against the Orioles, far more than any other national because of all the games that he played in Toronto. Harper's on at first base, and an 0-1 count to Lind, who takes a long look down to third base on the signs. So Asher, tough start to the ball game. Harper, 46 run batted in, by the way. Caleb Joseph going out to scatter the pigeons who had landed between the plate and the pitcher. They now have taken up an appropriate spot, more appropriate, behind the mound.
They love the sunflower seeds, don't they?
Yes, they do. They know right where they are. 0-1. Asher's delivery to him. Lind will take it. It'll miss away for a ball. Adam Lind against the Orioles, a .293 lifetime hitter. A lot of at bats in all those games with Toronto. He's had 17 career home runs against the Orioles. 1-1 strike delivery. Pounces on that one back into the seats down the left field side, and the count will go to 1-2 on Lind.
Well, much like Ross, Asher's got to keep that two-seam fastball down if he wants to get the sink and a ground ball. Belt high, they stay flat, lateral through the zone, and boy, they get hit hard. See that third pitch, belt high, in danger zone.
Lind picked up in spring training by Washington, and he's contributed, especially coming off the bench. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Harper's short lead. Infield shifted. That's going to be a base hit into right field. It'll take a hop. Got a force at second base. Throw not in time. Will get away. Harper played it halfway. So Lind is on with a single. And of the first 4 batters, 3 have reached. A couple of hits back to back. Harper and Lind.
Now Lind kind of going after that same pitch, the elevated fastball, and Smith with a nice deke. Trying to get Harper at second base. Harper about halfway, reading the ball. He sees the deke, and then it's a foot race here. Jonathan Scope trying to get back there in time. Short hop throw that he can't handle.
So 2 on, 1 away. Hit number 2 for the Nationals, and here's the former Oriole, Matt Wieters, enjoying his time playing against his former ball club this year. 5 for 13, 3 RBIs, including the game-winning hit in Game 3. So Matt, runners on at first and second base. Wieters has had only 1 at bat against Asher. He is 0 for 1 against him. Infield double play depth, pretty much straight up. Wieters will take the pitch away. Now having a little trouble finding that strike zone.
Yeah, and that fastball is elevated too much right now. Harness it, keep it down around the knees. Matt Wieters a great double play candidate. Got to keep it down in the zone.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Wieters will foul that one off. 83 had him out in front of it. Kind of a finished one-handed swing by Matt.
Yeah, bad pitch. 83 miles an hour. He throws the two-seam changeup. Turn it over a little bit, so it's a good fade action, but good sinking pitch right there. Ground ball pitch.
Matt has hit safely 23 out of the last 31 games at a .279 clip. 4 home runs over that span. That has raised that average up for him to the .271 mark. 1-2. Runners off first and second. Harper and Lind. Wieters puts it in the air, left center field. That's headed into the gap. Coming over to make the catch. Good play by Mancini. Tagging up, going to third base is Harper. 2 down.
Let's take a look at Alec Asher in wins and losses. Of course, the big win, a .284 earned run average. Won't give up the 1 home run, and his losses, and 3 of them, or a couple, excuse me, that .628 earned run average. Now, Gary, we talked about the run support, and of course, Alec doesn't get much, and he's had a pitch deep into ball games, all but 1. That Houston start where he only lasted 2 innings. It was that second inning where 6 runs were plated, and that jacked up that earned run average. So Honest with you, Alec Asher's pitched pretty well. He's getting deep into the ball games, and for his role right now, I don't think you can ask for much more. Getting 6 innings just about every start he's been out there.
Drew getting the start at third base, just the 4th time he started there. Stands in, will take the pitch down low for a ball. Stephen Drew, a veteran who works off the bench, getting a start in the ball game tonight. He's only had 22 at bats this year, 5 RBIs. Extra base hit's been a double. Harper's at third, Lynn's at first, and Drew looking for a 2-out RBI. Alec Asher, 1-0 delivery to him. Stephen Drew has played around with Arizona, Oakland, Boston, Yankees, then came over to Washington last year. 70 games. He hit .266 with the Nationals. 34 years old now. Free agent signing by the Nationals.
Yeah, he was just activated off the disabled list. Had a hamstring strain in the month of May. Just getting his feet back under him.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Asher's delivery to him, and that one is going to be up and in. Third base generally patrolled by Anthony Rendon, but as we said, he's one of the 4 regulars not in the lineup for the Nationals tonight, just getting a rest. 2 ball, 1 strike count. 1 run in. RBI Harper. He's the lead runner at third. Asher with a 2-1 pitch. That's going to go down the line, and that will be a foul ball into the first row of seats.
One of his best sinkers in the early part of the ball game. It's taken him 20 pitches to get there, really getting on top and driving it down and away. Good sinking action, and with the 2 strikes, Drew just battling, keep this at bat going.
Asher's making his first start, 2nd appearance of the year against Washington. He worked in relief, gave up 1 run, 1 hit in an inning. Solo home run by Michael Taylor in that ball game. 3rd start of his career and 4th appearance against the Nationals. He owns a 1-1 record against Washington. 2-2 delivery. That's down to third. Base hit. Drew gets the RBI single. There's that very soft, let me get the bat on the ball, 2-strike swing, and Drew takes advantage of it. 2-0 Nationals.
Yeah, really just protecting that outer third. 2-seamer working away well off the plate, but it's easier to handle because it's belt high. A little shorter to the baseball. Gets the bat head on it, slaps it by the diving Chris Davis.
Drew gets his 6th run batted in. Lynn stops at second base. Roger McDowell will make his way out. Have a word with Asher, who's going to be facing his 7th National here in the first inning.
And the obvious concern about the pitch count. Wade Miley early exit yesterday. Pitch count elevated. Asher around 30 pitches already, 29, and trouble throwing strikes.
Orioles coming off 2 extra inning ball games where the bullpen's been extensively used. Mick Showalter said there was a discussion about maybe making a change in the roster again today and bringing up somebody else to pitch, but he said there really wasn't anybody here who deserved to go down. And so we stayed where we are for this game, but not really where they'd like it to be. Here is Taylor, had the home run off Asher in that 1 appearance against Washington this year. That will miss outside for a ball. Taylor 2 for 3 off Asher with the dinger. Both of the hits that he's had have been well struck balls. He's gone 3 for 9, 4 RBIs against the Orioles this season for the center fielder. Runners at first and second, 2 out. He's going for another one right there.
Yeah, and Asher's fastball missing on the wrong side. Caleb Joseph wanting it away. Runs back across that inner third, up and in. Fortunately ends up there. Tough pitch to get to for Taylor.
Taylor here at home, .355 batting average with 4 of his 6 home runs. On the road, a completely different hitter, 180. .355 and 180 home and road. That's pretty big difference.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
Man.
Oriole infield playing into pull a little bit. Scopes moved over towards the bag. And that's going to be a base hit. That's down the line and headed to the corner. Smith going after it. Lynn will score. Drew's coming to third. He's being waved home. They got to play at the plate. Ball doesn't get connected. Cutoff man. It skipped by Jonathan Scope. Had he been able to cut that off as the first cutoff man, they had a chance at the plate. Instead, Taylor gets a 2 RBI double.
A pretty solid piece of hitting. Another mistake. A pitch left up in the zone. Easier for Mr. Taylor to get to. 8th double of the year, and he hammers it down the right field line. The arm is running by the third base coach. One run in, and then it's going to be a little testy here. He sends him off and going, but Jonathan Scope can't handle the throw from Smith. Skips by him. Drew able to score all the way from first base. Couple stakes there for Mr. Taylor.
Bob Henley, third base coach, you saw him kind of hesitant, but once he saw that ball get away, the windmill started. So the 8th batter is Goodwin, as 4 runs and 4 hits have been scored here in the first inning. Ryan Goodwin. Goodwin has faced Asher only once and has picked up a hit against him, 1 for 1. So Harper an RBI, Drew 1, and Taylor 2 for the 4-0 lead for the Nationals. Goodwin getting the start in left field, only his 5th start in left field this year. Left-hander with a 1-0 count. Asher's delivery. You've got Ubaldo Jimenez available as a long man out in the bullpen. You do not have Wright available. You do not have Jackson available, but for maybe an out or a couple, in light of the work they had to do yesterday. And Brad Brock and Givens both had to throw an inning. So
Edwin there.
Kind of short out there. Pitch is going to be taken away. Buck said he thought about starting Tejada at third base, would have been more of a natural start, but he said then I have no bench and I have no ability to make moves in the ball game if I put Tejada in as a starter.
Right.
So didn't. Runners on at first and second base with 2 down.
Yeah, it's tough. Buck's hands are kind of tied here in this series. A couple, Adam Jones and Manny Machado somewhat on the shelf, and the pitching being limited as well. You want to be full force when you get into interleague play.
That was an intentional pass with Ross, the pitcher, coming to the plate. So the intentional pass to Goodwin. The Nationals have batted around, and Ross will take the pitch down low for a ball. No first pitch strikes coming here in the first inning. Statcast powered by AWS, Taylor and Goodwin. Adam Jones watching from the dugout. A battered and bruised center fielder getting a night off. Ross with a 1-0. He will take the pitch up high, and the count goes to 2-0 in the opposing pitcher.
Well, he's having a hard time, especially with that slider. He's getting underneath it, dropping that elbow and everything. Riding up and away from the right-handers, up and in on the lefties with that hybrid cutter slider pitch.
2 singles, an RBI for Ross this year at the plate. 8 at bats. He's got a take here, I would think. No, swings at ball 3.
I thought it was cookie time there. 2-0. Got to throw a strike, right? Take a look at Asher's delivery. Looks pretty clean. There are some subtle changes, though. When you miss up, that front shoulder just leaks a little bit. And the tiniest move on that front side too soon lead to a lot of command problems.
2 ball 1 strike count with 2 on. That one's going to be fouled off, so Asher able to come back on Joe Ross and get a 2 ball 2 strike count. Ross picking up 1 RBI this year. It's only the 2nd RBI he's had in his career, as he at the major league level he's only had 47 at bats, and Jimenez is up. He's the long man tonight. 2 ball 2 strike count with 2 down. Pitch on the way to Ross, fouled off. And that is the 40th pitch of the first inning.
My oh my. Obviously way too many But the inability to make the in-game adjustment. Roger McDowell's already been out there. I'm sure not to talk to him about mechanics. It's tough to go out there and tell him to make an adjustment with arm or maybe his foot position on the mound. Just some subtle things. You don't want to get into his head that way. You want to try to keep him positive. Maybe make the adjustment when he comes in on the bench.
Ross still at 2-2 and got him. So Asher will get a couple of strikeouts in the inning, but the Nationals get 4 runs as they bat around and take the early 4-0 lead. And from Bowie, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's scratch offs win up to 50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And good luck, as the Orioles are going to need a couple of those by the looks of it. Starting out here with the behind the 8 ball by a score of 4-0. So Ross, let's see if he can throw strikes. That'll bring up Trey Mancini. He sent everybody scurrying to the record books after the ball game last night. Unbelievable finish. Gets the home run in the 9th inning, ties the game up, sends it into extra, and then gets the home run in the 11th inning. 3 RBIs on the last one, 2 on the first one. Came into the game as a pinch hitter to do it, and rewrote a couple of things in the record books in that regard. So Mancini stands in and will take the pitch down low. First Oriole to hit pinch hit home run 9th or later, and another one in the same game. The second rookie in Major League history out of a game time homer in the 9th or later, and a walk-off home run in the same game. That's a chopper that's going to be fouled at the plate. Caught him in the batter's box.
Yeah, the buzz last night, though, I went and talked to a couple players after the game, was the at bats that he had. You know, some of the pitches he fouled off in that first at bat, well off the plate, both inside and outside. Kept it going until there was a mistake made, and with that 3-2 count, kept his body in check, like he was taking batting practice, and drove it to right center field.
He is a very focused hitter. 1-1 delivery on the way, taken outside. Here's the night at the ballpark for Boom Boom.
Yeah, going to right center, and this was a monster at bat. Saw over like 10 pitches, nasty pitches, and then it was a first pitch for the walk-off, like cutter that was in off the plate. And that was as impressive a swing as the first home run.
And Mancini will swing through that one, and the count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only other player since '61, the expansion era, with a 9th inning game-tying homer and as a pinch hitter, and then follow that with a walk-off in extra innings, was Brian McCann. He was with Atlanta at the time, and he did it against, ironically, Houston, because he's now with Houston. He's the only other guy to come on as a pinch hitter, 9th, tie it, win it with another home run in extra inning.
That's unbelievable.
Since '61. Yeah, that was quite a ball game. 2 games. Great comebacks by the Orioles. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Mancini, a swing at a slider away, is out of there.
A pretty good pitch, and I'm sure Mr. Ross has had his inconsistencies, but flashes signs of plus. There's a plus slider right there. Throws it hard, 87 miles an hour, and look at the location on the plate, working down and away. Quality slider to get Mancini.
31 strikeouts recorded in the 31 innings that he has worked. So he's getting a strikeout an inning, but one of the problems is he's giving up more than a hit per inning. Ross, 44 hits in 30 innings coming in. Rickert showed bunt. He'll bring Drew in at third base. May see that in this game. You got Davis starting first time at third for the Orioles. You got Drew making just his 4th start at third base for the Nationals. Rickert gets him to move in even with a bag at third, and then we'll take the pitch for a strike.
Well, I think one time through, the Orioles get a good look at Joe Ross. See what his pitches are doing. They're going to start being more aggressive at the plate. Eyeball him up, and of course, as the game goes along, Ross's velocity kind of slows as well. That's when he starts getting hit.
Back over the screen, out of play. Joey has started the month off 4 for 15 so far in June. Gets the start here, where there is no DH, so the lineup's got to be changed a little bit. And He's playing in center field with Adam Jones out. And that's right there for a strike. 3 strikeouts in a row.
Joey thinking that one's off the plate, but it's the two-seam fastball. Let's see if it works itself back over. Just catching the outer edge. Tougher look when it's up and away. Yeah, quality pitch from Ross.
So 2 down, and Caleb Joseph coming up. Caleb's got some of his best numbers against the Nationals, both overall and here in this ballpark, and he's continued it this year. Pitch to him will be taken for a strike. He's gone 6 for 13 with 2 RBIs this year. He's a .444 hitter lifetime against Washington with 2 home runs, and he's got a .300 average in this ballpark with a home run. Caleb, the 0-1 delivery to him down to third, just missed. Foul side of that bag. 0-2.
Caleb's been really quick on that inside corner pitch. A little short to the baseball. Talk about some good at bats. Mancini wouldn't have gotten up there to hit that walk-off home run last night if it weren't for Caleb Joseph's quality AB. Fell behind early, 0-2, and worked a walk to get Mancini. It's a pretty impressive effort.
0-2 delivery, ball way outside. With the injury to Wellington Castillo, Caleb's now has been in more games than Castillo. This is game number 32 for Caleb Joseph. Wellington Castillo's has been in 29. Wellington Castillo put the equipment on and caught some batting practice earlier today for the Orioles. He's ready to go. 1-2 pitch, and that one is his 4th K, and they have been 4 in a row. Nationals have the early lead. Miller time later in our ball game tonight, brought to you by Miller Lite. With Mike Bordick, I'm Gary Thorne. Good crowd on hand here. Tickets, of course, for the game that was rained out May 11, good, and a beautiful night to come to the ballpark. And a lot have, as the Nationals come back home to open up a homestand. They will have Texas and Atlanta coming in for a 6-game homestand. Or, of course, are heading up to New York. 3 in New York over the weekend with the division leading Yankees, and then on to Chicago for 4 against the White Sox.
Yeah, Orioles hoping to be at full strength, get Machado healed up, and Adam Jones back in there, and of course you need Asher to start settling in. 41 pitches in the first inning does not bode too well for a rested bullpen.
They batted around, so here is Turner, who started it out. Trey Turner drew a walk, stole second, stole third, and scored on the Harper RBI base hit. Chris Davis even with a bag at third, and the pitch is outside. Nationals 11.5 game lead over Atlanta and the Mets in their division, while the East has just tightened up a little more. Yankees lead the Red Sox by 2, Orioles 2.5. That one to second, Scope over under the glove, and Turner starts this inning out getting on, this time with a base hit. Father's Day weekend at Oriole Park will be packed with the new Birdland memories for you. The Orioles are going to take on the Cardinals on Friday, June 16. Fireworks night presented by Maryland Excels. On Father's Day, Sunday, June 18, all fans 15 and over receive the grayscale cap, followed by the kids running the bases, presented by Wise Markets for the youngsters 4 to 14. So get your tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Defoe at the plate, strikeout victim first time up. Started to square around, takes the pitch, and it is in there.
I don't know why you'd waste a potential out, give up an out with Turner out there at first base, unless he was just kind of getting in the way of Caleb Joseph, hoping that Turner takes off and running.
Wilmer Defoe out of the Dominican, 24 years old. Throw over, and Turner will get back to the bag. Defoe is also a base stealer. Minor league career, he was 181 for 224. Yikes. 81%, but those are astronomical numbers in attempts, even in the minors. 0-1. Asher holding, long look. That's down to first and foul. That one got ripped trying to put it in behind the hitter.
Finally a good cutter right there. Working in, starts as a strike. Starts to pull the trigger, and it just bores in hard on the hand. See the second pitch where it ended up. He's had a hard time commanding that pitch. Got to get it down in the zone. You get a lot of weak contact with the cutter.
5 hits on the board for the Nationals. Defoe with an 0-2 count. Trey Turner getting all kinds of attention. We've said it before, and it's true. Nothing slows a game down like speed.
Yeah. Pretty impressive that he had 2 stolen bases in the first inning.
And he's got a pretty good lead over there. 0-2 the count. Defoe's got to worry about protecting here, though, and the pitch will be away by Asher. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Defoe last year played at both minors and with Washington, just 31 games with the Nationals. He hit .276. He signed at the age of 18 with Washington. See that lead being worked off. 1-2. Swing and a miss, and he'll get him again. So 2 of the 3 strikeouts for Asher against Defoe. 1 away.
Nice changeup right there. Working in and out. Pulls the string 80 miles an hour and locates well. It's up, but it's on the outside corner. Just takes enough off to get Defoe out in front. Good pitch there.
That'll bring Harper up. Bryce had an RBI base hit his first time up.
The Orioles incorporating the shift as Chris Davis heads off into more familiar territory over around first base. But one thing the Orioles better look out for is Turner's speed. I've seen base stealers just head on over to third base on shifts.
Pitch on the way in the dirt. Nice stop as Joseph had to scoop that one up, and a 1-0 count on Bryce Harper. Harper moving up among the leaders in RBIs with his 46. He's tied with Joey Votto for 5th. See where Chris Davis is playing on that shift, keeping Hardy over on the shortstop side.
Maybe he could tackle Turner if he takes off.
Put a rolling block on him. Asher 1-0. And the pitch well sighted by Harper. Just a little away, and the count will go to 2-0 on Bryce Harper.
Yeah, good changeup. He was eyeballing it, wanting that pitch, but recognized the change, understanding it was going to fade away a little bit. It does, just off that outside corner. He's got himself into a favorable hit and count.
Harper in the top 10 in average. Started the day number 8. 2-0 count. And Harper looking for a long ball. And he got ahead on the count, hitters count, and it goes to 2-1 from Asher.
A sinker there. Actually took a couple miles an hour off. Might have improved the sink action. And located very well. Look at that third pitch. That's a 2-0 fastball there. Yeah, started all over the plate, but just dive bombing down and away with that 2-seam action.
Turner still waiting. The extra hold time by Asher has kind of slowed Turner down on this trip to first. Leans in, stays off. Count goes to 3-1. Bucks got to be thinking along with Roger McDowell, where are we here with this pitch count just firing its way up. 3-1, 1 out. Lynn waiting on deck. Asher needing a ground ball here. Turn 2 and get out of this. Runner not going. Off speed, and that one fooled him. Looking for some heat. He had already made the stride, and the ball wasn't there.
Yeah, another change up here, and Bryce Harper probably licking his lips the whole way, but sitting on dead red. Recognizing the change, puts the brakes on. In his mind probably thinking, boy, I'd like to have that one back. Get too many change ups floating over the middle of the plate. 3-1 count.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Turner takes off. Harper fouls it off.
That's the pitch that's really got to come here. He wants to get deeper in this ball game. A good cutter right there, getting over the front side and just driving it downhill. Had more of a slider type of feel to it. Threw it hard. Executed well right on that inside corner. All Harper could do was pull it foul.
7th pitch of the at bat coming to Bryce Harper. Turner running on that one. Probably will again. 3-2, runner goes. Harper will chop it foul again. Helmet coming off on that one. He had to lean way out in order to get to that pitch and knock it away. Bryce holds it at 3-2. Asher is spending an eternity on the mound in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, makes it tough on the defense as well. That end of the bat just rips the cover off the baseball.
On a foul ball.
Yeah.
3-2 strike count. Runner going and walked him. That'll be the 3rd walk, 1 intentional. Nationals again with base runners on at first and second. And Lynn will be coming to the plate.
Yeah, that's where the speed made a difference, and who knows, maybe that first inning was all about Turner's speed, just making Asher work a little bit too quick, not giving his arm time to get over the front side.
So Adam Lynn getting the start at first. He picked up a base hit, scored a run in the first inning. Now he does have an RBI opportunity. Orioles play back, looking for 2. Runners go, both of them. Going to try for nobody. They both had huge jumps, and they both took off at the same time. Harper wasn't dragging behind Turner. They were both off and going.
Yeah, Turner with the great jump, and Harper could get as much as was given with Trumbo way back on the grass. He just kept inching off. Easy stolen bases for both Harper and Turner.
Turner's got 3 stolen bases in the game. Harper 1, and they are 4 for 4 stealing bases tonight. We're in the 2nd inning. 2 RBI chance right here for Lynn. Asher's pitch to him. That's going to be taken inside for a ball. Ryan Zimmerman, Triple Crown candidate right now, would normally be at first base, which is where Lind is playing tonight. The 9th start for Lind at first. 2-0 count, 1 down. And Lind will step out. So Turner with the 3 stolen bases, 21 on the year, moves him into second. Passes D. Gordon of Miami. Billy Hamilton with Cincinnati's the National League leader. He's got 28. Ball punched in the air to center field. Runner will tag. Joey Rickards got it. They both tag. Throw will come into the cutoff man. Lynn gets an RBI sacrifice fly and a 5-0 lead for the Nationals. Turner scores.
You know, with Turner picking up his 3rd stolen base, establishing a career high with 3 in a game. He will score easily on the sac fly by Lind. 5 runs on the board early in a ball game. Asher continued to struggle.
Staying at second base was Harper. And Matt Wieters will be coming to the plate, trying to drive him in. Lynn gets his 21st RBI. Wieters flied to left his first time up. Matt will take the pitch inside for a ball. 1-0 count with 2 down. 5 runs, 5 hits for the Nationals. No runs and 1 hit for the Orioles. Matt putting the big numbers up in these situations this season. Puts that one up in the air again to left field. Mancini started back, so Hardy's got to go out, and Hardy will make the catch on Wieters. Another run added. They do it on just 1 hit. Lind to sac fly. 5-0 Nationals. Orioles baseball on Massillon brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be a part of something greater. Nationals Park here in our nation's capital, and the Nationals coming back home from the West Coast and getting it going. There is Manny Machado on a day-to-day. He's not on the DL. Strained left wrist is the problem. You see the wrap that has been put on it, and they're just waiting on a day-to-day basis for the moment anyway to see how that comes around. Mostly about holding the bat. He can play with his glove hands.
Yeah. Fortunately, there wasn't more damage.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's J.J. Hardy. Pitches in there for a strike to J.J. Hardy, a 4 for 11 with an RBI off the Nationals this season. Orioles shortstop, then Asher, due up, and then Smith at the top of the order. 0-1 pitch popped up. Shallow right. Harper will call him off and put it away. Our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you.
Now let's take a look at Aderlin Rodriguez last night. Wow, what a special night it was. 9 RBIs, establishing a new franchise record. Went 5 for 5. And look at the top, it says game 1. Yeah, it was a doubleheader. This is a 7-inning game. 11 total bases, 2 home runs, the 5 hits. Had the 3 singles. He's having a monster year as well, hitting over 300, 40 RBI. There you go, Aderlin.
Wow. Here is Alec Asher. Asher has had a double, part of 3 hits in his career, 17 at bats, major league level. Ross outside to him, and he'll fall behind on the opposing pitcher. The 2-0 count. One down, nobody on, 3rd inning. Ross, no walks, 4 strikeouts, and the pitch is there for a strike. Asher taking all the way. Smith waiting on deck. 14 wins, 12 losses for Ross. Young career. 7-5 last year. 2-1 delivery, and that's there. His ERA has doubled, 3.4 to 7.4. Coming into the ball game. Adam Jones out with this bumps, bruises, legs bothering him a little bit. Tried to wait on that, popped it up right at the plate. Catcher Wieters got it. So Asher retired, 2 down. 2017 All-Star voting is well underway. You can vote for the Orioles at Orioles.com/vote-orange. Vote 5 times for a chance to win an autographed All-Star jersey, 20 times to receive a buy one get one offer for the Rangers series in July. So vote early, vote often in orange. Orioles.com/vote-orange today. And he of course well up on that list in All-Star balloting for 3rd base. Smith up, has grounded out his first time up. Orioles Trumbo base hit 1st inning. Lone hit on the board, first time through the lineup. And in there for a strike to Seth. Matchup on the cancellation was going to be Bundy against Cole in the game that got rained out here on May 11. He'll foul that one away.
There's a lot of anticipation about that game.
Yeah.
You know, because that series had an extra inning affair where Trumbo had that walk-off base hit up at Camden Yards. And, of course, we talked about the game that was here. And Matt Wieters ended up getting a walk-off single. Pretty exciting final inning. That was when Brad Brock was having some problems in the middle of May.
Pitch is going to be taken, and a 1-ball 2-strike count to Seth. Dylan Bundy isn't even here. He's in New York.
Yeah, not the same kind of hoopla for this one game.
Dylan ready to open up the New York series tomorrow night. Dylan Bundy against Jordan Montgomery. It's going to be a 7:30 game, so 7 o'clock goes extra. 7:30 for the ball game on Masson. And then it's 7:15 first pitch in a Fox game Saturday and the 105 game on Sunday. Chris Tillman, Luis Severino game 2, Kevin Gausman, Masahiro Tanaka, maybe Tanaka on Sunday. Talk about that a little bit later. 2 down, nobody on, 1-ball 2-strike count on Smith. Nationals infield is shifted around. Don't need to be. That's 5 strikeouts picked up by Ross. Retires the side in order. .com, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Our Major League Notebook. We are a week worth of games into June. Here's what it looks like in the American League East. Runs wise, Yankees on top early on. Orioles right behind them. Then the Red Sox, Jays, and the Rays have suddenly started to struggle a bit on both sides of it. The ERA, Yankees tops in that too, and a very good 2.77 so far, followed by the Red Sox, Orioles almost the same. Jays has jumped way up. Servicemen on hand here, men and women tonight at the ballpark. They get special breaks on not only the tickets but also for concessions here at Nationals Park. So Alec Asher stays on, a struggle through 2. Drew an RBI base hit his first time up. Taylor and Goodwin 6, 7, 8 in the order. 0-1 pitch, 91 away and 1 after it. 0-2 on Stephen Drew.
Asher looking for some early soft contact after 41 pitches in the first, then over 20 pitches in the second. He's had some problems looking at an early exit. He can't have some quick innings.
Misses with that one away. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Drew. Asher pitching well enough to stay in that rotation for the Orioles. Keep Ubaldo in the bullpen. A very fluid situation as to what this rotation is going to be doing. 1-2 pitch on the way, and we'll just miss inside with it. So a 2 ball, 2 strike count. As Buck Showalter made clear, and rarely does he make a point as pointedly as he did about the pitchers in the minors. They are not getting it done, or there would be moves made. He said if we had somebody down there to bring up who could help, they'd be up here, but they're not. And he rarely says anything that direct about members of the Orioles organization, but the point being made that come on guys, let's go. We need some pitching help here, and it's not getting done.
Well, it's true. You know, a lot of the arms were really good in spring training. But, you know, to back some of the players that have been on that shuffle back and forth, it's hard to obviously get your feet underneath you, establish some sort of routine. But bottom line, it's all about the execution. They're not doing it right now when they go back down.
And Asher continues his struggles. This is the second leadoff walk in 3 innings. Gave up a leadoff walk to Turner in the first inning, who would come around to score. Leadoff single in the second. Now leadoff walk to Drew. Taylor delivered a 2 RBI double his first time up. Michael Taylor, the center fielder, will go after that one. Buck Showalter about the minor league pitching situation. Here it is.
Guys sitting down there with 5, 6, and 7 ERAs, it's hard to have a lot of confidence about bringing them back. I mean, they need to pitch well at that level. That's how it works, right? Supposed to, but unfortunately sometimes you get caught in a little bit of bind. But there's some guys down there that should be pitching better at that level than they are. So I know RJ kind of delivered that message the other day to a few, well, it was there for all of them. But I would use Crichton as a good example, and I mentioned that to Donnie. I mean, Donnie needs to get back to some of the things he was doing to be successful.
Talking about Donnie Hart there and Crichton.
Yeah, there's the message. I mean, see what it's like at the major league level. You got to figure a way to find out what's going to make it work and find the consistency. It's going to get you back to the major leagues, and just kind of been floundering down there. You know, they get their opportunities up here, get hit around a little bit, and maybe it's their turn. You know, maybe throwing 2 or 3 innings, so they have to be the arm that's sent out, but not able to make up the difference when they go back down.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Taylor. Runner at first base, Drew. Asher's delivery to him, reaching way out in front, pulls that one foul. Taylor will come back to the box. Couple of RBIs in his first at bat. He's now got 6 runs batted in against the Orioles in the 3+ games that they have played this year. He's done some real damage. 1-2. Not a big lead for Drew at first. Trumbo holding. Pitch will be up high.
He's still just having a hard time finding a rhythm. We saw that last night with Wade Miley. Just kept throwing the balls, couldn't find get a good sequence going. An early exit, the pitch count elevated real fast.
Got a chance for 2 here. Hardy's got it. There's Scope. Dropped the ball, but will get credited with the out. Ooh. Taylor made double play, and the Orioles botch it, and are fortunate that the call was made at second, saying he was transferring.
Well, it'll be looked at, that's for sure. I mean, Jonathan Scope's been called for that earlier this year. Just tries to be too quick, a little redirection instead of actually catching the baseball. Well, the Nationals dugout taking a quick peek, but doesn't appear they're going to challenge that one.
Still waiting. Dusty Baker looking at the video, says no. And they do get the out at second base on Drew on the 6-4. Taylor reaches on the fielder's choice. So 1 away, 1 on. Here's Goodwin. He was given an intentional pass his first time up, hitting ahead of the pitcher Ross, and a big lead by Taylor. Taylor stepped off a step more than even Turner was, and that will draw the throw over to first. Going to fix the bag down there, Brian O'Nora. Taylor's 3 out of 4 stealing bases.
Oh, that is a huge lead. 14 feet.
Asher, long hold. Runner goes. Joseph up. Throws a good one. Not in time. 5 for 5 stealing bases tonight. And it's not on Caleb Joseph.
Yeah, I don't know why there wouldn't have been a step off or something hollered. When you see a lead that big, you have to do something to just disrupt it. You can't just deliver the ball home. I don't know if it was Caleb or maybe even Trumbo, just holler step off to Asher just to break it up a little bit. Taylor had a 14-foot lead out there, and that is the difference right there. Team being out and safe.
Buck Showalter took a look at the video, said nope, not going to challenge.
Man, that is really close.
So Taylor's on in scoring position with a stolen base, his 4th. 4 out of 5. Now Goodwin an RBI chance. And Goodwin on the big swing through that one.
Nice curveball from Alec Asher.
Goodwin's had only 12 chances with a runner in scoring position. He's picked up 3 hits in those opportunities, 1 a home run. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Hardy holding the runner. Asher's delivery, that's there for a strike. Back a little bit to 89 on the delivery. And the count will go to 1-2.
You see the pitch count. Boy, he's been laboring through the first 3 innings. That botched double play ball doesn't help.
Yeah. 1-2. Bigger lead at second. Taylor in the dirt. Joseph stops it.
Nice block by Caleb Joseph here. Nasty breaking ball. Biting hard down in the dirt. Watch Caleb slide over. Get on the knees. Get that chest up in front of the baseball. Cover it with the chest protector. Ball just dies right in front of him.
So the count evened up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Goodwin will back out. Boy, this has been a molasses uphill first 3 innings.
Buck Showalter doesn't like that pace of the game. He likes up tempo kind of action. Challenge hitters, throw strikes.
That one's in the air to right field, not particularly deep. Scope going back, and Jonathan will put it away. Runner will stay, and Goodwin is retired. The Orioles are going to be taking on the Cleveland Indians June 19 through the 22nd. And on Wednesday, June 21, all fans are going to get the Dylan Bundy t-shirt. You can show your Birdland pride. Paint the park orange. Good seats remain available, starting as low as $15. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Gary Thorne and Mike Borda, great to have you with us. What was to be a day off for both of these teams. A makeup for the May 11 rainout when it didn't rain. Here is Ross, strikeout victim. Will foul the first pitch off. Runner still out there at second base. Taylor. Buck, as only he can do, in the press conference before the game, referring back to the game that got rained out, referred to tonight's weather as marginally better than that night. You do have to smile. 0-1 count with 2 down. Ross will take it. It's away. 1-1. Nationals after their 38th win. The Orioles have 31. Orioles, of course, have made up so much hay at home, where they're 21-10, 10-16 on the road. Ross waiting on it.
Yeah, this is the road trip where they're going to have to get back to even. That last road trip they went on was terrible. 1-9 over the last 10 road games.
2-1 count. And we'll get that one in for a strike. So 2-2 with 2 down. Ross got a chance to help his own cause. RBI. They can get Taylor in. Taylor running on contact here with 2 away, if there is any. And the 2-2 pitch, and that's right there. So Asher will pick up his 4th strikeout. 2 of those have been against Ross. Base runner left on. 5-0 Washington.
Nationals Park, it's a makeup game. Trey Turner leads the game off with a walk. Then he steals second base. That is his 19th stolen base of the year. About stealing third as well in the first inning. Caleb Joseph, great exchange, .66, but the speed wins there. But the second inning, Trey Turner leading off with a single. It's a double steal. Harper getting second base. Trey Turner once again finds himself at third. He scored a couple runs, sparked a 4-run first inning for the Nationals. Trey Turner doing it all right now. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
A lot of Oriole fans have come to the ballpark to see this one. Last one of the year against the Nationals in the regular season. It's cooling down here. We were only at 74 to start the ball game, and it's dipped a little bit. Little breeze blowing. Doesn't affect most hit balls here. This stadium's so high that it's protected from the wind. The balls generally are hit or not based on how much thump you put into it, not whether or not the wind helps it out. And check swing. Did he go? Look down to first. No. Scott Berry's got the plate tonight. That was Brian O'Neill down at first. Paul Emmel at second. The crew chief Quinn Walcott at third. The umpiring crew for the makeup game. Ground ball out first time around for Scope. And a chopper foul. Ross has not walked anybody. He has struck out 5. 2-2 record. Orioles have had only 1 hit first inning. Trumbo 2-out single. They've not had another base runner since.
Yeah, they got to start putting some pressure on Joe Ross. Not want him to settle in. We talked about his inconsistencies, but when he settles in, starts getting the confidence going, becomes a pretty tough pitcher.
That slider seems to be working tonight. That one way outside had real good movement on it. Talk had been that everything was staying at one level. Curveball, slider, fastball all kind of move the same way. That's when Mike talked about that. You get wrapped around. Tonight a little more movement. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch on the way, and that'll be punched up in the air and foul.
Yeah, moving the fastball around a little bit. They're elevating with the 2 strikes, executing that pitch well. He talked about the slider, and yeah, it's not flat at all. There's been some good ones with some nice downward tilt. See the pitching coach, Mike Maddox.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Scope battling here to get on. And there chases another one. So 2 in that at bat that were well off the strike zone.
Yeah, Jonathan Scope has been really good this year about laying off that nasty slider away. He bit on the first one. Why not try again? About the same pitch. Get Scope for the first out.
6 strikeouts picked up by Ross. Here is Trumbo, the Orioles' only hit. A single back in the first inning. Trumbo will take it down low for a ball. Ross has struck out as many as 11. Did that versus Pittsburgh in 2015. That's his career strikeout eye. He's had as many as 7 this year. That was in his first game against Atlanta. 1-0 delivery on the way. Mark again will take away. And the count goes to 2-0 on Trumbo.
He got his feet wet back in 2015. You see the first pitch strikes. Asher having some problems. 44%. Ross much better, 58.3%.
2-0 delivery on the way. Mark will take that one. It is in there for a strike.
Had just over 70 innings a couple years ago. Last year 100 innings of work, so kind of working his way there. They were counting on him though, got a spring training to be that 5th starter, but just too inconsistent.
2-1 delivery on the way. Trumbo up the middle and knocked down. Turner, the throw, got him. Outstanding play by the National shortstop.
Wow. Showing the range. He's already showed the speed on the bases. Incredible range right there, and the athleticism. Gets on the feet quickly and fires a strike. He is on the ground. A little bit of a slide when he gathers himself enough. Look at how quickly he gets to the feet. Both feet underneath him. Little pirouette out there in center field. Firing a strike. Oh, what a play by Turner.
So Trumbo denied his second hit. 2 down, nobody on. Chris Davis called out on strikes his first time up. Chris will go after it and foul it away. So a couple of quick outs here in the 4th inning. Trumbo hustling down the line. Made it close. 0-1 the count. Ross with a delivery to Davis, and straight heat on that one, and it is in there for a strike.
A couple good fastballs there.
Chris hitting 261 for June coming in. He has picked up a couple of home runs already this month. 0-2 pitch on the way, and Davis leans back. 1 up, and the count 1-2 from Ross.
The Orioles are hitting their homers this year, or this month. 14 here in the early going.
One two delivery to Davis. Boy, Ross is on a cruise right now. Just real easy delivery, and he's got 7 strikeouts. Ford, Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Sunset time as the lights take effect here at Nationals Park. Alec Asher remains out there, giving up the 5 runs, 5 hits, 4 walks, 1 intentional. Washington has left 4 on base through 3, and 3 of the 4 have been in scoring position. So Asher just trying to hold the fort right now. Trey Turner already about as much as you can do in a game, and we're only in the 4th inning. Made the great defensive play, 3 stolen bases tonight, career high, scored 2 runs, reached on a walk and a single. 0-1 pitch. Off-speed breaking ball that's going to be up and in.
And Joey Rickard leading the Orioles with the 4 stolen bases. The O's 14 as a team. Trey Turner 21.
That'll go to short. Hardy's going to have to really hustle. It's going to be a one-hopper, and it's an infield hit. Not even close as the speed again. Turner having himself a night.
Yeah. You know, when he came up, they were comparing the speed on the right side of the box to Mickey Mantle, the fastest ever as a right-handed hitter. And Turner, boy, making that look easy, just flying down the first base line.
Well, see if he keeps on running. There's nothing JJ could do about that. He's deep in the hole. Defoe has struck out twice. Turner, not a big lead, but edging off. Defoe has just had a real hard time against Asher. Doesn't seem to be seeing the pitch very well.
All right. Yeah, a couple punch outs.
0-1 the count, nobody out. Infield again, looking for the double play. Leadoff man on all 4 innings for the Nationals.
He's bouncing all over the place.
Asher had not had a stolen base tried against him prior to tonight. Again, there's that long hold. Turner back to the bag.
Got to do it now. Deliver now. Throw
Yeah,
it home
right.
quick.
While he's getting up, dusting off. Throw it, throw it. Oh, 1. Defoe waiting now, a little bigger lead. Second time up for Jimenez. Turner going, didn't go. Oh, gee. He was running, and Asher still had the ball in his hand, really hadn't even moved to the plate.
Yeah, he's just trying to time him up. You see frustration there. If he would have just pulled the trigger and gone. Just trust what you feel and see. A lot of times good base runners, they do the counting along with the pitcher. If he kind of holds a little bit longer, might be 2 or 3 second hold.
0-2 the count at the plate. Runner not going. Punched, foul again. And the count will stay at 2 strikes.
One thing all that moving around and the stolen bases is doing, it's given Defoe a chance to see a lot of fastballs.
Certainly, yes.
He's having a hard time getting to him.
Count remains at 0-2. Now the step off as came out of the batter's box. Turner jockeying back and forth, just leaning, not going. Foe grounded to first, played by Trumbo. There's one. Relay pitcher covers, threw it away off the screen though. So they get the force out on Turner at second base. Good play by Trumbo. Remember, it's his first start at third this year, so it's a fielder's choice putting a runner on.
Yeah, nice job creating the lane. You see Trumbo stepping up. That's the ball well to J.J. Hardy, but Asher getting there a little bit late. Hardy trying to time it perfectly. Finally getting Trey Turner off the bases. You see the throw just a little bit on the backside. Trumbo, that quick step up, creating the lane. That's a beautiful look. J.J. Hardy firing quick across the base, trying to time it up with Asher. And able to come down with the double play ball.
So one away, runner on at first, Bryce Harper. RBI single. Drawn a walk. He has stolen a base. Shift on against Harper at double play depth. Pitch on the way to him and a big cut. Again, so Davis. Oops, sorry, Mike.
Well, that helmet keeps popping off every time he swings.
Hanley Ramirez. Same thing happens because of the dew. Hanley's got that hair, and the helmet can't quite fit down hard enough. Here it looks like Harper, just the swing is so violent. 0-1 delivery on the way. Another one. Big cut. Ticked foul.
Yeah, that breaking ball stayed up though. Lucky it made it to Caleb's glove. Take a look. It's kind of spinning up at the top of the zone. That is a beach ball coming into Harper. See the healthy cut. Strong on that front side.
Harper 326 at home, 306 on the road, 8 home runs home, 7 on the road. Hasn't really mattered. 0-2 count, runner not going, and a check swing where nobody is. Harper's got a base hit into left field. The runner's going to go to third. Defoe, the runner's going to go to second. Mercy. Mancini came on to try and play that. Hardy was the only one on that side trying to get to it. It'll end up a double for Harper.
Tough break there by Asher. Good pitch up and in. And just a check swing, and with the shifted infield. Harper, it's all about the good clean living right there. Check swing going down as a double in the books. Harper picking up a 14th double of the season.
And there are 2 more in scoring position on the 7th hit for the Nationals. Lind has had a single and an RBI sac fly. Nationals first baseman with only 1 down. And the pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Lind has gone 7 for 18 with runners in scoring position. 2 of the 7 hits have been home runs. Lind has been a big force coming off the bench. National League, where you need those bench hitters. He's gone 8 for 16 with 3 homers off the bench. Infield is drawn in. Tonight he is starting at first base. 2 strike count.
Good break a ball there. Nice job getting into this count by Alec Asher. He needs a big put away pitch here.
Defoe off third base. Harper off second. 0-2 delivery on the way, and he gets a big swing. So Asher will get his 5th strikeout.
Well, that is a big K. Slows him down with a couple breaking balls and gets on the fastball. 92. 2-seamer working away. Big lefty right on the outside corner. That is a huge strikeout for Asher.
And that will bring up Matt Wieters. So Adam Jones leads the American League with runners in scoring position, and Matt Wieters leads the National League, hitting .441 coming into the game in these situations. And the pitch is away for a ball. Wieters has flied out and popped out.
Look at the leaders, runners in scoring position.
Teammates of last year. 1-0 count. This is a big at bat in the ball game. It is a 5-0 lead for the Nationals, but the Orioles plenty of time, plenty of at bats to be able to get those back. I'd much rather do it with 5 than 7.
Yeah, with what the Orioles did for the last 2 games against the Pirates, always got to believe.
Yeah,
man, oh man. Some impressive stuff late in the ball game.
Wieters will follow back. We've talked about the Orioles and their limited chances. They do real well when they get them, but the Orioles now again have the fewest at-bats with a runner in scoring position in the league. Orioles coming in at 395, the only team in the American League under 400. The Nationals have 500 coming into the game, 500 at-bats, and they've had 10 tonight, and that is the highest in the National League.
That's
One
it.
ball, 2 strike count.
All about the opportunities. Man, can't drive them in if they're not out there.
Yeah. Runners off, second and third. Wieters takes and got him. So Asher comes up big. He's got 6 strikeouts. Numbers 5 and 6 come with 2 in scoring position. According to Rich Griffin, who covers the Jays for the Star, closest the Jays have to occur to future starting ace right-hander Aaron Sanchez sits languishing, 10-day DL, third time, middle finger issues on his pitching hand. Toronto starters are 10th. The Orioles starters are 14th in ERA. And also what we talked about earlier, Masahiro Tanaka may not start against the Orioles Sunday. We could possibly back him up until Monday and try to get everybody else more rest, but we'll have to see where we go with that. Larry Rothschild, pitching coach of the Yankees. Tanaka 0-5, ERA over 10, 11 home runs in his last 5 starts. So the Orioles may not face him on Sunday. Foul tipped on the pitch away by Ross. Mancini leading it off. Strikeout victim his first time up.
Kind of bizarre about Aaron Sanchez, though. He's having a problem with one finger. He's had blister. He's had nail problems on that finger.
0-1 delivery on the way. As they would say on Monty Python, well, cut it off. Just cut it off. You don't need it. Was only a flesh wound.
Don't do that.
0-2 count on Mancini. Mancini, Rickard, and Joseph due up for the Orioles. Ross is just a very easy, effective delivery so far in this game for a pitcher who's got a 7.34 ERA.
Yeah, I was reading an article earlier today, and Dusty was talking about Ross, and just his confidence has been up and down with a good start and then bad starts. So just trying to stay up at a positive level, and he's feeling pretty positive right now as Mancini goes down swinging, picks up another strikeout. Wieters calling for the high fastball, executed at the top of the zone, 90 miles an hour, but hitting his spot.
New season high, 8 strikeouts, 3 shy of his career 11. Yeah, Dusty kept using the word confidence. He couldn't sustain confidence in a game.
Yeah, he'll have one real good start. Like to start the season, he had a 7-inning outing. Then he had a couple where he didn't get into the 5th. Then he had an 8-inning outing, and then the next 3 he couldn't get into the 5th. So it's been tough. He actually sent him down in May.
Rickard, a strikeout victim. It's going to be on the outside corner for a strike. He's now retired 11 in a row, going back to Trumbo's base hit in the first inning. Tossing a 1-hitter with no walks and 8 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch on the way, and that'll be up. So the count will go 1-2 on Rickard. Ross getting his first look at the Orioles. Trumbo with a base hit, the only one, and got robbed his second time up. What could have been his second hit. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Boy, the Orioles swinging at those things like they look good, but they sure don't end up as pitches very close to the plate.
Yeah, he's executing it well and playing it off that 2-seamer. So you're seeing a lot of those swing and misses on the slider, especially 2 strikes on that outside corner, because they're expecting the 2-seamer to come back on that outer edge. Yeah, they're not picking up the spin.
Caleb Joseph, a strikeout victim. 2 down, nobody on. 5-0 lead Nationals. Strikeout in the first, struck the side out in the second, strikeout in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 more here in the 5th.
Yeah, that is not a flat slider at all. That's a true hard slider.
0-1 delivery on the way. That slider is the pitch that when he was in the minors that everybody talked about. That was the one that was getting him the strikeouts. The power sinker was the two-seam fastball, and then that sharp slider, which he would use, really a two-pitch pitcher in the minors. And that's all he needed because he's pitched like he's doing here tonight. 0-2 delivery will be outside. 1-2.
Well, if you're able to locate with the sinker and the slider combination and work it to both sides of the plate, we don't need a second offering.
1-2 delivery from Ross. That will be up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Caleb Joseph. 2 down here in the 5th inning. Washington get 4 in the first, another one in the second. They've had just about everybody in the lineup involved offensively except for their pitcher, and of all people, Matt Wieters, who's gone 0 for 3. 2-2 delivery. And there's another one. So he's one shy of his career high. He's got 10 strikeouts, strikes the side out. Second time he has done that tonight.
Too long here lately. Wade Miley only 3 innings yesterday. Asher 4 today. 6 strikeouts on the board, but 5 earned runs and 100 pitches thrown. Of course, the 6 strikeouts a season high, but he had to work for it. And an early exit in this ball game. He'll give way to Ubaldo Jimenez out of the pen. Yeah, relegated to the bullpen. 6.89 earned run average. That is the reason why. He does have 39 punch outs. Opponent's hitting 278. Lefty's at 299. Righty's 261. He's given up 11 long balls. And he's got to eat up some innings here for Buck Showalter and the Orioles. First batter's 2 for 2 for Ubaldo. Be nice if he can keep these Nationals off the base paths.
He had a game start against the Nationals, non-decisioned in it. 4 runs, 5 hits over 7 2/3 innings this year. He's done well lifetime against them. He's 6-2 in 10 starts against the Nationals. So his first relief appearance against Washington. Here's Stephen Drew, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Asher out of there, going just 4, and Jimenez on to also try and eat up some innings and earn himself a little more confidence from the manager and pitching coach. That one in the air to right field. That's got to be out of here. Way up and goodbye home run into the second deck. Stephen Drew greets Jimenez with a homer and a 6-0 Nationals lead.
A couple off-speed pitches from Ubaldo. And Drew waiting on it. Breaking ball. Almost like a get-me-over variety. Take a look. It's just spinning in the middle of the plate. Working inside to him. Into the happy zone. Drew catching it out front. Pure swing. On the second deck.
First home run of the year for Stephen Drew. Drew last year with Washington had 8 home runs. He gets his first this year, and no doubter. That ball's in the air to right field. Line drive stays up. It'll be handled by Seth Smith, and Taylor is retired. One away here in the bottom of the 5th. Hey fans, remember, anytime the Orioles score 4 runs or more, you win free McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Download McDonald's app today. Available at Baltimore area McDonald's. 1 down in the 5th. Good one coming up. He has had an intentional pass, and he has popped out. Nationals pick up their 89th home run of the year. The Orioles have hit 83 home runs this year. Pitch is in there for a strike to Goodwin. Oh, 1 count, 1 down. Speed delivery is going to miss outside. Jimenez working for the first time since June 3rd, so he's been off 5 days. Pitched against Boston, 2 runs, 2 hits in an inning. against the Red Sox. As a reliever, this is the 12th career game at the major league level where he's relieved. His record as a reliever is 0-1 with a 6.08 ERA. Ow.
Hit the ball.
Yeah.
Well, they're just uncorking this one. My goodness.
Two ball, two strike delivery on the way, and that's going to miss down low. .310th career game that Ubaldo has appeared in. 3-2 delivery, and ate him up in a pitch down and in. Tag put on by Joseph. Goodwin is retired on the strikeout.
Nice play by Caleb Joseph on the end here. A nasty pitch. Spiking it like a split finger, hard one. Take a look, Caleb, the backhand pick, coming out and applying the tag. And the second out.
Two down, run in. Drew's homer. Here's the pitcher. Ross has struck out twice, and that pitch to him is going to be taken for a strike at the knees. Joe Ross putting on a performance on the mound tonight. No walks, 10 strikeouts. 0-1 deliveries, a big swing and a miss. Then is ready, and here's the 0-2 and a breaking ball.
Changed arm angles a little bit right there on the slider.
One ball, two strike delivery.
Well, the Orioles have been a second half of the game team here lately. They've had some quiet starts, to say the least.
Well, this is pretty quiet.
Yeah, the last couple games, quiet.
One hit.
It's taken them a little while to get loose, get the bats going.
For the life of me, you got a pitcher at the plate who struck out twice. You threw two fastballs he couldn't hit, and you throw him two breaking balls. I don't get it.
Yeah, they're outthinking themselves.
3-2 delivery, a little chopper. Hardy. And he was on the bag and got him. That was close. A little late call. Brian Honora waiting to see whether or not Trumbo had been able to keep his foot on the bag. Pretty good speed showed by Ross right there. Drew gets the home run to start the fifth inning, and the Nationals have a 6-0 lead. On the beaches and islands of Sarasota's Florida's Gulf Coast. Go to Venice, recently named one of the Coastal Living magazine's top 2 happiest seaside towns in America. Plan your visit now. Visit Sarasota.com. Venice right next door to Sarasota, the spring training home of the Orioles, where tonight stars are out and it's 79 degrees at the beaches. They've got a week ahead of them where the temperature is going to range from 86 to 84 for highs during the day and 74 to 73 at night. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Well, we're only what, 10 days away from summertime or less?
I haven't counted. I don't know.
Pretty close.
It's got to be pretty close.
Yeah.
Well, the equinox is coming up, 21st, longest day of the year, June 21. All right, time for the Orioles to get it going. J.J. Hardy flying down his first time up. And the pitch is in there from Ross for a strike. Jimenez due up next, and then Smith. 13 in a row. Retired by Ross. 0-1 delivery. He's a strike throwing machine right now.
Yeah, he is, and he's got the Orioles in between, kind of thinking about that slider, but bringing it back on the outside corner with good two-seam action. From the third base side of the slab. Wow.
He has now struck out 5 in a row as Hardy goes down, and a career high tied with 11.
And a lot swinging at this slider. Starts on the plate but breaks hard at the end. Orioles hitters hard time picking up the spin. See the delivery, power delivery, well balanced there.
Fans are a little oohing and awing going on. Jimenez up. He struck out 11, the career high we mentioned against the Pittsburgh Pirates back in June of 2015 for Ross. 1-0 count on Jimenez. That one's gonna miss. Interesting, with all this that Ross is doing so well, he had the same problem with Asher. Asher had his only at bat in the 3rd inning, and he went behind him 2-0 on that at bat.
Yeah.
And he falls behind on the next Orioles pitcher, Jimenez, 2-0. Came back and got Asher on a pop out. Waldo steps away. The pitch is right there for a strike, and it goes to 2-1.
Waldo some experience at the plate. Was a long time in the National League with the Rockies.
1 for 3 this year. 2-1 delivery on the way by Ross. Fouled off right at the plate. 2-2.
Look at a Baldo swing here on that slider. It's out front a little bit, down off the front foot.
Jimenez, a 143 lifetime hitter coming into the year. 2-2 delivery on the way to him, and there's another one. New career high. 12 strikeouts for Joe Ross, and 6 in a row.
See that two-seam grip on the fastball, located well there with the 2 strikes. A little comeback piece, catching the outside corner, working that outside edge, the glove side, very well tonight. 12 punch outs.
So 2 down, nobody on. Top of the order, Seth Smith, a strikeout victim, and he has grounded out. The only batter, the only Oriole hitter not to strike out is Mark Trumbo. Mark's had a single and robbed of a hit on a fine play by Turner his last time up. Every other Oriole is at least 1 K. Ross with the 0-1 delivery. 1 ball, 1 strike count on a pitch that misses inside. Well, this has been the spot in the game based on pitch count where Ross's velocity, we were told, tends to significantly dip.
Right.
Haven't seen that yet. 1-1 delivery on the way, will be inside.
And there too, when he's feeling good, when his confidence is up, maybe there isn't a dip in velocity. He's able to sustain that, stay more efficient.
Two ball, 1 strike count. Base is empty here. Smith will go after it into the shift, and he's got a base hit. So Seth breaks the streak with a 2-out single here in the 6th inning, and the Orioles get their 2nd hit of the ball game.
And I think the 6 straight punch outs by Ross kind of got the infield on their heels. Even with the shift, the ground ball finds its way through. Sneaking by Linden Defoe in 1st and 2nd.
15 in a row retired prior to that base hit.
Wow.
Jonathan Scope has struck out and grounded out. See if the Orioles can mount one of their 2-out rallies.
They had some good comebacks in a couple of those games against the Nationals back in the beginning of May.
Pitch on the way, will miss down low for a ball to Jonathan. Scope remains among the leaders in 2 baggers. Corey Dickerson's got 19. Devon Travis and Scope, Jed Laurie all had 18 starting the day. That's going to miss down low for the first time in the ball game. Ross a little bit off from the rhythm we've seen and going behind a hitter 2-0. He hasn't done that but a couple of times in this game. Jonathan's also among the extra base hitters. He's in the top 10 with 28 extra base hits, tied for 5th starting the day.
Yeah, he has been mashing too here at the beginning of June. He got 3 doubles, 3 home runs first week.
Scope puts that one in the air to left. Goodwin is there and puts it away. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Nationals remain in charge behind Joe Ross. To look at the schedule.
No, I mean, I'm telling you, the Orioles' toughest schedule, strength of schedule here at the beginning of the season, and playing some pretty good baseball. How about they've played 34 games against teams with a 500 winning percentage or higher. Nationals only 16 games against those same type of competitors.
And Turner. You mean he's back up again? So be his 4th plate appearance, a walk, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. That one just bounces away. The ball to Jimenez on for the 2nd inning of relief work for the Orioles. Asher 5 runs, 7 hits over 4. Orioles picked up a 2nd hit, but still can't find a run. Strike called on the outside corner to Trey Turner. What a night for Turner. Outstanding defensive play made against Trumbo as well. 1-2 pitch to him. He'll take that one down low. That one just skimmed across the plate.
Yeah, nice little split finger though from Ubaldo. Nice to see him finish in the pitch. He's had some problems with that split finger. Actually, that's the reason why he got relegated to the bullpen. There's too many hanging splitties.
And finally, the Orioles able to get Turner out of there. Strikes out, bottom of the 6th inning. Jimenez with a couple of Ks.
Cut the fastball loose at the top of the zone. 93 after that splitty. And Turner swinging through. Ubaldo working the top of the zone there. Showing him the bottom.
1 down. Defoe to the plate, couple of strikeouts, is hit into a fielder's choice. And an 0-1 count. 5th start for him at 2nd against the Orioles. He's had only 1 hit this year. In fact, 1 hit in his career against the Orioles. 1 for 10. That's going to be inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Jimenez, like the Orioles, is kind of wondering what is the rest of this year going to look like for him. Fouled off. 1-2.
Well, it seems like this year similar start actually for Ubaldo, but Buck Showalter pulling the trigger on him a little bit sooner this season, putting him in the bullpen. Of course, after Ubaldo got rested out there, he came back and helped lead the Orioles to the postseason. Very strong finish. It has been a slow start and has been tough.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and not good at bats in this ball game for Defoe, who strikes out for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 4. 3 Ks for Jimenez.
Yeah, nasty splitty here, actually pushing it away. A little more pressure on that index finger as he finishes the split finger. Quality pitch there.
2 down, bases empty. Nationals have not been retired. 1, 2, 3 in this ball game. Harper up. Double, single, a walk, run scored, and an RBI. He's 1 for 7 lifetime off Jimenez. Harper will take the pitch inside for a ball. One 0. Shift on. One's going to be fouled. Again, that helmet moving away on Harper. 1-1.
He's got the big wig on going, so that's why that helmet's popping off. Too much hair.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. Bryce Harper waiting on it, and the pitch is going to be taken inside. Nationals have done a good job here at home. They are 16-9, but on the road 21-12 in road games this season for the Nationals, including the great road trip they just finished. Harper with a big cut. Went out west, and the Nationals 7-2 in the West Coast trip. 3 straight series wins, 3-0 against the Giants, 2-1 against Oakland, and 2-1 against the Dodgers. That is a heck of a trip.
Oh yeah, I mean, that'll keep you confident. They're rolling. We talked about after that last meeting, the Nationals went north, and of course the Orioles had a rough road trip, kind of headed south. They were like 1-9 on the road trip after that loss to the Nationals.
Harper is able to take it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Dusty Baker's ball club with that enormous 11.5 game lead. That's why he was able to rest 4 starters tonight. And he gets him. So 4 strikeouts for Ubaldo Jimenez, and for the first time the Nats retired in order, and it's a 3 strikeout inning. Here in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
A huge moment here for the Orioles, and of course Trumbo. Big walk-off knock on May 9th. Adam Jones scoring the winning run, and Trumbo has been big with the walk-off hits. Few of them this season. The Orioles have been impressive with some comeback wins here recently.
Trumbo leading it off, a base hit, and he has grounded out. One of the 2 singles the Orioles have off Joe Ross. No walks, 10 strikeouts, 15 in a row retired. Middle pour into the game. Singles came in the 1st and 6th innings. Trumbo lifts that one to the gap. He got that one, and it'll roll to the wall. One big hop. Trumbo on his way to second base. We will go in with a double. Trumbo hitting the ball even against Ross here tonight, and the Orioles get a leadoff man on at second base.
Man, that ball is covered. He gets one of the sinkers on the inner third. 114 miles an hour off the bat. Turner hearing that one buzz over his head. Oof, that ball is smoked. One hop in the left center field wall. And Trumbo picking up his 10th double of the year. Man, is that covered.
So this is where the Orioles have mounted comebacks. 7th inning on this season. Davis has struck out twice. We are in the 7th. Orioles have their 3rd hit, first extra base hit, first runner, second base. Davis got that one way back. Will it stay fair? No. Just miss.
Good swing by the crusher. Yeah, the Orioles scored 6 runs after the 8th inning in yesterday's ball game. So there's always a hope for this team.
Ross with the 0-1. Trumbo off second base. Davis in the air, popped up at the mound. Get out of the way, pitcher. And it'll be handled by Drew, the 3rd baseman. 1 down. Check out MASN All Access on MASN Orioles social media platforms. The new social media show will be broadcast on Facebook Live. It'll feature game previews, fan tweets, Q&As with players, much more. Follow MASN Orioles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. All the fun of MASN All Access. 1 down and 1 on. Trey Mancini has struck out twice. Ross trying to work his way through 7. He's had 1 7-inning game, 1 8-inning game. Perfect bunt. Throw. Oh, he got him. Good play by Ross, who came over on a ball well placed on the swinging bunt and does record the out. Trumbo will go to third base.
Now, real nice play. A lot of composure. Now, Ross only 24 years old. Mancini hustling down that line. But bang, bang play. But look at him. His feet underneath him. The bare hand pickup of the baseball. Do not want to go over there and go after it with your glove with a ball that dies in the grass. Executes it perfectly. PFP paying off for Joe Ross.
Trumbo at third base, 2 down. Orioles trying to get their first run on the board. Rickard has struck out twice. And they will do it. A base hit into left field. So Rickard puts the RBI up for the O's here in the 7th inning. Trumbo will score, and that'll make it a 6-1 ball game.
Had to. 2 outs on the board. That's where the Orioles are at their best. Driving them in with 2. Trumbo getting this inning going with that screaming double out to left center, and Joey Rickard getting on one himself, hammering it through the 5-6 hole. Mistake on the end.
And no question, Ross running out of gas here in the 7th inning. Joseph has struck out twice. Nationals bullpen, folks walking around, but I don't see anybody throwing. Pitch is taken for a strike. And Caleb will try and keep the inning alive with 2 down. Joey Rickard on at first base for the Orioles. First run batted in, and the 7th of the year for Joey Rickard. Here's the 0-1 delivery by Ross. Caleb will take it away.
Another good pitch there. A good slider down and away. But you're talking about the velocity drop, and the first fastball to Caleb only 89 miles an hour, averaging 92, 91, 92.
1-1 delivery on the way. Went way back to 85 on that one, off speed pitch, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Trying it in the bullpen. Some pitchers, the end comes in a hurry, and you can almost see it with Ross. Started in the 6th. Location not quite as good, velocity not quite as high. Orioles able to get a base hit off him then, and then here in the 7th get a run in. Caleb down to third. That's a fair ball. It's going to stay that way. Running throw, and a good one by Drew. So a couple of good defensive plays. The Orioles will pick up a run on a couple of hits. There were no errors and a base runner left on, and Ross heads back in, having surrendered the first run of the game. Play at first, had him by a full step. It's 7th inning stretch time. And then the RBI base hit by Rickard. The Orioles on the board, but still trailing it here as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Lind as a single, RBI sac fly, and he is struck out. Baldo Jimenez remains on for the Orioles. Lind grounds it down to first base. Pitch made by Trumbo to Jimenez for the out. Well, a Major League notebook on this date in Major League history. In '51, Marv Rotblatt of the White Sox became the first pitcher to, remember when they used to drive him in from the bullpen in the carts? And later, the White Sox would go one step further. For the visiting bullpen, they provided a black Cadillac that was supplied by a local funeral home. That's a classic. In '86, the Orioles beat the Yankees 18-9, the longest 9-inning game ever in AL history. 36 hits, 16 walks, 2 errors. Took 4 hours and 16 minutes to play back in '86. O's over the Yankees.
I don't believe that. '86. I feel like every time you play the Yankees, it's over 4 hours.
It does feel that way. I totally agree. I think that record's been challenged a number of times.
Yeah.
Here's Matt Wieters. That's 0 for 3. Flied out, popped out, struck out. 6-8-0 for the Nationals. They've left 6. The Orioles won 4-0. They've left 3. Wieters down to first. Fair ball. Trumbo not on the bag. So Mike Trumbo in his first start down there trying to play one right on the line, and it bounces away. An error will be charged.
Yeah, a little tester there, actually leaving the ball. You see how it gets a little deep on him, a little in between hop, but the upper body going forward, and you see the eyes get ahead of the baseball, lose sight of it, don't catch it clean, and kicks away. Well, it's Wieters, even with the lack of speed, to beat that one out.
So Matt Wieters reaches on the first error we've had in the ball game with one away. Stephen Drew coming up, who made that fine play at third base to end the top of the 7th inning. Drew's had an RBI and a single, RBI and a home run, and he has drawn a walk. Very effective night. Stephen Drew will take the pitch up high from Jimenez. These are the guys who play the bench for this Washington team, which is why they have so much depth on this team. You can insert players like Drew and Lynn and Goodwin to make starts, and yeah, it is less than the starters, the Zimmermans and the Murphys and the Rondons and the Worths, but they're still players who on many teams would be starters. And when you can say that about the guys you got coming off the bench, pretty good depth.
Yeah, absolutely, the experience, you know, because many times when you bring these players off, it's a tight ball game, and you get a young player that's not used to the high leverage situations. Tough to stay consistent.
Waldo gets that one in for a strike. Count will go to 2-2. Asher worked just 4, 5 runs, 7 hits. So this is the 3rd inning for Baldo Jimenez. That one low. So Drew works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wieters on at first. Perez up in the bullpen. With Ross showing signs of wear and tear in the ball game. Here's the 3-2 pitch in the air to left field. Mancini moving over. Runners halfway. Drew is retired, 2 down. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Ocean City. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at OCOcean.com. That'll bring Taylor to the plate. Really pretty night. Taylor's had a double, fielder's choice, flied out, picked up 2 RBIs first inning on that 2-bagger. Menez delivers to him, and that hit him in the batter's box foul. Runner remains at first base with 2 down. Taylor's got a 2 for 5 off of Baldo Jimenez. Taylor's continuing his .323 lifetime average against the Orioles with the numbers he's putting up this year. That one's going to be down low and away. Be interesting to see. Wellington Castillo, we told you, was out catching some BP with equipment on today. Whether he gets back tomorrow or not, he's ready. Buck was standing there watching him. Buck said, "You're ready." Well, that's going to require another move. Good pitch by Jimenez came in, 1-2.
Yeah, unfortunately, Francisco Pena, the odd man out again. Is Frankie talking to Castillo there in the dugout?
1-2, 2 down. Wieters reaching on the error. It's the lead off first base, and a big cut on a pitch that rode up and in. So Jimenez has recorded 5 strikeouts, no runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left on. Including an Orioles grayscale cap, the Dylan Mundy t-shirt, the infielders bottle stopper set, and more. You can get your tickets at Orioles.com/tickets or 888-848-BIRD. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick, nice crowd on hand, and for the Capitals, for the fans here of the Nationals, they have had a lot to cheer about early with those runs scored, 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and the Nationals haven't looked back.
Yeah, well, I know they're excited about this young man here who's been inconsistent this season. Recalled just recently at the end of May after being sent down the beginning of May, and he's been impressive here.
Great job. Pitch on the way and started up and away. J.J. Hardy. Hardy is flied out, struck out. One-0 pitch. That's going to go to third. Drew will side saddle. One down in the eighth. Young-Soo Kim is going to come up and pitch for and hit for Baldo Jimenez, who did a good job on the mound for the Orioles in relief.
Yeah, Baldo did a great job. Seemed very comfortable coming in relief of Asher. Meyer out there getting loose now in the O's bullpen.
Jimenez gave up only one hit. It was a home run by Drew, the first batter he faced. And that's going to be it for Ross. And the fans already begin to applaud. So looking for his third win of the year, equaling his career high in strikeouts, or new career high with 12. Ross leaves and the crowd up and appreciative.
Establishes a new career high in strikeouts. Yeah, striking 12 Oriole hitters out. He settled in nicely in this ball game. Word on the street was just too inconsistent. He showed some consistency tonight. 7 1/3 strong innings. He'll give way to Oliver Perez. This will be his 18th game. 4.63 earned run average. Fastball slider combination. Nothing overpowering, but likes to deceive with different looks with his delivery. Gets a little animated out there on the mound. 283 opponent batting average overall. First batter, trouble. 294.
35-year-old veteran out of Mexico. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball as Kim comes on as the pinch hitter against Perez. Bases are empty. Hitting for Jimenez. Kim has not faced Perez before, and the pitch is swung on and missed. Ends up, of course, against the left-hander. He's only had 2 at-bats against the left-hander. 1 for 2 for Kim. Perez has worked just a third of an inning against the Orioles this year. Got the out. Specialist situation. And a 1-ball 2-strike count. Lifetime Perez against the O's, 9th game. 3 runs in 11 2/3 innings. Against the Orioles. Here's the lefty's 1-2 delivery and fought off.
3 pitches to Hyun-Soo Kim and 3 different deliveries. A little hesitation, freeze when he gets to the top of his delivery on that last pitch. Before, kind of reminiscent of Louis Tion back in the day, where he just turned his complete back to the hitter.
1-2 pitch coming again. And Kim again able to fight one off. Kim coming on as a pinch hitter, which he has done numerous times this year for the Orioles. 2 for 8. One-two with a hesitation. Foul back again.
Yeah, different presentation every time. Trying to offset the rhythm and timing of the hitter.
This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. First 6 have all looked different, as Mike said.
Yeah.
See if he's got 7 different deliveries. And the 1-2. That's going to end up over in the seats.
That one was a little different.
Brennan's been up twice now in the bullpen. 1 down here, 1-2 count. You got Smith waiting on deck. Another lefty, and gets him. Kept working that pitch away, and Oliver Perez will get the strikeout. 2 down.
Yeah, finally gets it out there enough. Good finish here and a quicker delivery. And speeds Hyun-Soo Kim up. There was some pause, hesitation, freezes in some deliveries prior to this one, but a little quick pitch on the slider forces Hyun-Soo Kim to speed up as well. Slider placed in the right spot, down and away.
So another lefty against him. Smith has had a base hit, 1 for 3. Smith, too, limited at bats against left-handers. He's 3 for 9 with a home run off lefties. Nobody on, 2 down. Strike's going to catch the inside corner. Smith has a 3 for 7 off this left-hander lifetime. Shift on against Seth, and the 0-1 delivery. Another one inside corner.
Tough to recognize and actually pull the trigger on that slider. Pick it up actually behind you. And the slider that's going to look like it's going to hit you in the front hip is the one to swing at. It ended up right on that inner third.
Count remains 2 strikes. 35-year-old has pitched for a lot of teams and a lot of games. Ross hoping for a W, hanging around to watch how Perez handles this. Left-hander's 0-2 delivery on the way. Smith will put it up in the air to left. Good one. And 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Nationals dominating this one 6-1. For the unlimited baseball break, it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, some games going on the Orioles have great interest in. How about the Yankees? 7-1, 6th inning over Boston. Now it's Gary Sanchez's turn. 2 for 3, 2 homers, 5 RBIs for the Yankee catcher. And Price, not a good outing. 6 runs, 8 hits over 5. Pineda's done a much better job of running 4 hits over 7. Rays trying to get back into it. They've had a tough start to June. They lead 6-3 7th. Derek Norris 2 for 3, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. Garcia 1 for 3 with a 3-run homer for the White Sox. Those scores kind of stay the same. We're going to be right back where we were a week ago with the standings in the American League East.
Yeah, the way it's going to seem to go, right? Back and forth, up and down. Richard Blyer now in for the Orioles. It's his 13th appearance. 2.30 earned run average. Opponent sitting 230. Righty's just 211. First batter at 300, 3 for 10. Blyer.
Bottom half of the 8th. Ryan Goodwin at the plate. He has an 0 for 2 and an intentional walk. Second base. Big hot play. They get the first out, 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, help support the patients and families at the University of Maryland Medical Center. A special fundraising event for Shannon's Fund Friday, August 18 at the ballpark. Ticket packages for the event begin as low as $50. A game ticket, exclusive pregame barbecue on the center field roof deck. For tickets and more info, go to Orioles.com/Shannon's Fund. Ryan Rayburn will come on as the pinch hitter for Perez. 1 down, nobody on. And Rayburn will take Blyer's delivery down low. So Rayburn just up a couple of games, 8 at bats. 1-0 delivery on the way and a chopper. Blyer will play it, set, and throw. 2 down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Two away bases empty. Only seems appropriate tonight. It would be Trey Turner maybe the last National to hit. 2 away in the 8th. Orioles finally got him, struck him out in the 6th inning. Jimenez did. Prior to that, 2 singles, a walk, 2 runs scored, 3 stolen bases.
Yeah, he really set the tone, right? That leadoff walk and a couple stolen bases in the first led to that big 4-run first inning off Asher.
He went around. Count goes to 2 strikes on Turner. Blyer, game number 13. And his delivery will be a bouncer. It's going to be a tough play. Scope's got to hurry. Bare hand, no. Base hit. So he's on again. An infield single. That ball had no speed on it.
Yeah, tough play for Jonathan Scope, and even if he comes up with it, I don't think he's got a chance. He is just a blazer out of the box. A high chopper, trying to get that good hop. Extra little spin, spins away. That effort from Scope.
3-hit ball game for Turner. There are 2 down. Defoe at the plate. He'll turn around, bat right-handed. On the other side of the plate, he has struck out 3 times and hit into a fielder's choice.
And he's not a switch hitter. He just decided, well, left
not doing very well the other way.
No, he is a switch hitter.
I'm sure there are some days hitters feel like that.
Yeah, you know it.
I'm doing so well from my side. Why don't I just turn around? Dusty Baker's ball club impressive coming home here so far in this game. Two ball, 1 strike count from Blyer.
They're not really getting pushed that much in the National League East. The Mets obviously decimated with some injuries. Braves kind of retooling themselves.
And that's going to be a base hit. Down to second base goes Turner. 2 on, 2 down.
They definitely have talent, and when the Orioles met them back in May, they had some big injuries as well.
Did they ever? Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Weekend set in New York begins. Dylan Bundy on the mound against Jordan Montgomery. Our coverage on Masson, 7 o'clock. Note, O's Extra presented by Jeep. Our game coverage 7:30. All the access you need right here on Masson. Yankees pushing that game a half hour later because of special ceremonies at the ballpark. So Bryce Harper gets a shot. Double, single, walk, struck out. He's picked up an RBI, has scored a run, stolen base. Harper will go the other way. Great play made. Hardy to the bag, didn't get him. Runner stops at third. Jonathan Scope had a long way to go. He was playing deep at second, and the hustle by Defoe beats the throw at second base.
Yeah, J.J. Hardy, a great play, showing the big time range right there. But the Orioles kind of shifted. Jonathan Scope just too far to go to come down with the forced play at second base, and it was J.J. Hardy's only option. Range deep in the hole.
So here in the 8th inning with 2 down, bases are suddenly loaded. And here is Lynn as Harper reaches. Harper credited with a base hit. Infield single. And Lynn will take the pitch for a strike. 2 down, 8th inning. 11 hits, 6 runs, 11 hits now for the Nationals. Ball in the air, center field, going back into the well with room, and the catch made by Joey Rickard. So that'll do it. No runs on 3 hits, no errors. Bases are left loaded. We go to the 9th inning, 6-1 Nationals. Brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Gary Thorne and Mike Bordick as we go to the 9th, 6-1 Nationals.
Blake Trinan now in the ball game, a power righty, but a slow start to the season. See that earned run average 6.66. has given up some knocks. See the opponents hitting .356 overall. It'll surprise you too, because he can get it up there. Power fastball slider combination works in the mid-90s, but top out about 98 miles an hour. First batter, 409. In trouble with runners on base.
So Trinan coming on to finish it off. Perez worked 2/3 of an inning. Got the 2 batters he faced and had a strikeout. Joe Ross, after the win, 1 run, 4 hits over 7 1/3. And the Orioles have Scope, Trumbo, and Davis due up. Jonathan 0 for 3. Trinan's delivery to him is outside. 37,833 the announced tonight. 37,833. Trinan against the Orioles this year, a couple of ball games. The Orioles scored a run off him in the 3 innings pitched. In his career, game number 7 tonight. He's given up 8 runs, 7 1/3 innings against the Orioles. Trinan's delivery is going to miss down low, and the Orioles, obviously, any free passes here immensely helped the cause. Down 6-1. Orioles have been out hit 11-4. Scope waiting on it. Take strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, definitely show some patience with the big boys up there. Well, it looks kind of bleak, 6-1, but after what we've seen the last couple days, you just got to believe something. Yeah. Gosh, they've been so quiet for so long in this game. Do something.
Swung on a miss. Trinan kept it away 2-2. Scope 1 for 3 off him.
Just making pitches like this, it's going to be hard. 99 miles an hour. Some movement at the bottom of the zone.
And the 2-2 delivery. The strikeouts just keep piling up. That's 14 strikeouts by the 3 Washington pitchers. That'll bring up Mark Trumbo, our Lexus of Towson drive of the game.
And Mark Trumbo getting into one earlier in the ball game. A double, about 114 miles an hour, 115 off the bat. 10 degrees. It's a bullet, almost taking Turner's head off, and then one hops the left center field wall. That ball was crushed by Trumbo.
Our Lexus of Towson drive of the game. Foul back. Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. Trumbo, the run scored in the 7th off that double. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. Could easily have been 3 for 3. Turner robbed him of an infield hit on a fine play made in the 4th inning by the Washington shortstop. Ooh. Jammed him.
Yeah, the underwater hack right there on a 90-mile-an-hour changeup.
Trumbo's got a 1 for 2 off Trinan. Davis waiting on deck. Strikeouts tonight, we're talking about 14. The high this year for the Orioles is 16 in a ball game. That was April 19 at Cincinnati. Most time the Orioles have struck out in a ball game, 9-inning ball game. Trinan ready with a 1-2. Foul tipped. One and 2. Trumbo evens it up. 2-ball, 2-strike count. It's bullpen for the Nationals. They are ranked last in ERA. Highest ERA in the National League. 4.92 for their bullpen.
Yeah, they had some problems early on because of some injuries. And Blake Trinan, who was actually a setup man last year, got moved up into the closer role. We were kind of looking for a closer since Melanson had parted ways, and he couldn't handle it. So he got moved south back into the setup role. I had to wait for a couple big arms to get healthy. Coda Glover, one of those that has slid right back into the closer role. Those numbers are definitely going to come down, but they were certainly elevated early on in the year.
3-2 delivery. Pop back out of play. Glover's been very good of late in that closer role. I mean, he came in the 2015 draft, so he's gotten here in a hurry in a very important role. A right-hander, youngster. 8 saves. That's an area where the Nationals, they've been able to overcome it because of their offense. 3-2 pitch on the way. 2 Ks. Now the Orioles without Adam Jones tonight. Adam, we'll see whether or not he plays tomorrow. I think so. It was general soreness in the legs that was what was bothering him, and Showalter just wanted to give him a day off. And then at third base, of course, whether or not Manny Machado is going to be able to play with that left wrist sprain, that remains an issue. It's wrapped. The problem is holding the bat and swinging it. It's a day-to-day. That again will have to be evaluated tomorrow. That's going to go towards second base in the shift. Defoe will make the play, and that's the ball game. Davis grounds out, and the Nationals, in a dominating way, take a 6-1 win here in this makeup game, and the two teams will split the 4 games on the year at 2-2. Nationals get their 38th win. Ross the win, 3-2. Asher the loser, 2-4.